2 hours worth of body camera video has been released by the District Attorney's Office, a collection of 4 30-minute videos taken by body cameras. The videos depict the assault on inmate Robert Brooks at Marcy Correctional Facility near Utica. Brooks died hours later at a Utica hospital. A preliminary report said he died from asphyxia due to compression to the neck.
These videos are shocking and disturbing, and I advise all to take appropriate care before choosing to watch them.
Attorney General Letitia James explained.
What's up, YouTube? We back. Let's go ahead and start this thing off right, man. If you got a loved one doing time in prison, send them a copy of the #1 magazine publication in the nation, Street Elements Magazine. Also, hit like, follow, subscribe, share, hit the notification button, and let's keep pushing this platform forward, man. Today, man, we're talking about inmate brutality. You know, it's a video floating around on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube, where some correctional officers beat a guy to death. I hate to inform you guys, this goes on every day. I mean, maybe like right now, somebody getting themselves beat to death or beat down in one of them prisons. You know, right here in Florida is a prison named Lake Butler, and it's known for that. You got a lot of other prisons up there in North Florida, like Gulf, is known for that. I heard they even do it at Columbia, Santa Rosa, Holmes, anywhere in North Florida, well, Charlotte. It really don't make a difference. Any one of these prisons, you can get yourself in a situation where you don't make it back home to your family, dealing with them COs. I advise anybody who see this video, and if you got a loved one that's doing time, check on them from time to time. Ask them how the CO's carrying on up there, you know. And it can come from many different things. For one, being somewhat disrespectful can get them on your trail. Getting into an altercation with one of them can get them on your trail. Constantly being locked up in the shoe and constantly being a problem in that shoe area can get them on your trail. Back in the day, just looking at a white CO, female officer, can make them do that to you, beat you to death. They call it reckless eyeballing. Man, it's a shame what you see going on this video, but it's the real deal. This is what goes on behind them walls, man, and behind them gates. You have people on a regular basis are threatened with, you know, beat downs like this. I mean, you may have some camps where randomly they may just pick some people out and just go ahead and do this to them. You know, this ain't nothing like taboo or it rarely goes on. Nah, man, this goes on a regular basis. It's stories at Lake Butler about them beating you through shifts. Meaning the first shift come on, they beat you, let you rest up. The second shift come on, they come through, they beat you. Third shift come on, they come through, they put their foot in your ass. There been many stories of this going on at Lake Butler. And other camps also, not just Lake Butler, but other camps. I'm pretty sure it goes on in federal prison also. I'm pretty sure it goes on in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Carolina, Texas, you know. And it really comes when you go in areas, because a lot of these prisons are put in rural areas. So they put these prisons in rural areas, and we hate, you know, got to keep it real, man. There's a lot of white folks stay back there. A lot of racist white folks stay in these rural areas, and they build these prisons in these areas to create jobs and create opportunity for them to have a place to work. Well, guess what? Now they get to carry out all the things they want to carry out behind these gates, and they can be as vicious as they want.
The body cameras were on standby mode but were not activated, meaning there is no sound. The video begins outside the facility at 9:21 p.m. on December 9th, the same day Brooks was transported to Marcy Correctional Facility from Mohawk Correctional. It shows Brooks being carried with his arms handcuffed behind his back into the infirmary. Once there, 2 officers are seen holding Brooks down. Based on statements given by investigator Ryan Paparella, who viewed the video, the 2 have been identified as David Kingsley and Nicholas Anzalone. At 9:25 p.m., an officer is seen shoving something into Brooks' mouth before punching him repeatedly. Moments later, Kingsley picks up a bloodied Brooks by the neck before Anzalone hits him with a shoe. The 2 are identified in Paparella's deposition as doing so. At other points of the video, surrounding officers appear to be laughing or smiling. Body camera footage then shows Brooks being picked up by his shirt and put in the corner of the room. By 9:32, a stripped-down Brooks is laid back on the table, seemingly unconscious, where it appears he is being treated. Other officers were named in court documents as laying hands on Brooks, including Anthony Farina, who was seen hitting Brooks repeatedly. Officer Matthew Gallagher is also noted as grabbing Brooks' leg. In response to the release of the footage, Brooks' family attorney Elizabeth Mazur says the public can now see the, quote, horrific and extreme nature of the incident. She writes, quote, as viewers can see, Mr. Brooks was fatally, violently beaten by a group of officers whose job was to keep him safe. James says the officers' conduct in these videos should not reflect poorly on the work done.
When you see the video, you see all the officers in there. There's about 10 officers in there. All of them just watching this shit go down. Ain't nobody trying to say, man, stop it, he had enough. Everybody participating. Looking, laughing, and key. This regular routine, man. Regular routine. You know, it's a specific story about a partner of mine named Shag. He never made it back home. He never made it back home. He had like a 12-year sentence in state prison. And I think he did like 9.5 off the 12. And he was on his way home. Well, he never made it home, man. They sent back and say they found him in the cell, hung in the cell. Come on, man. Which guy gonna go be in prison for almost 9.5 years, for to come home within the next year, and then hang yourself in the cell, in the shoe? So for one thing, you know he was in the shoe. He was already back there for a disciplinary reason. Him hanging himself in the shoe don't make any sense. Don't make any sense. I really don't even see how you can hang yourself inside of a shoe, anywhere inside one of them cells. I just don't see how you can do it. I done been in one. I done looked in there. I don't see how they say people hang themselves inside of a cell. But I mean, I guess if you really want to do it, you can find a way. But I just find that hard to believe. I really do. You ain't even got no chair now. What you gonna stand up on? You gonna jump off your rack? No, that just don't make no sense to me, man. You know. But this just goes to show, man, this is why you need to stay out of prison. This is why you need to stay out of prison, so you don't put yourself in a situation like this. You end up at a camp where they doing stuff like this, and you save your people the headache of hearing about something happening to you while you up there. You know? I got a question for y'all. What y'all think should happen to these officers?
The footage starts as Robert Brooks, born and raised here in the Rochester area, is being brought into the Marcy Correctional Facility. Right from the start, he's being carried by his arms and legs. We've pieced together 4 videos from different body cameras to try and give you an idea of what happened from there. Within seconds of being placed on a table in the infirmary, one corrections officer holds Brooks by the neck while another starts punching him in the face, and a third punches him twice in the stomach. He falls backwards, but is then pulled back up by the neck and jostled around before one of the corrections officers, who has already thrown some punches, hits him a few times with one of his shoes that had fallen off. We can't hear the conversation, but about 10 seconds later, this officer comes back and kicks him directly in the stomach, using his leg to continue to hold him down. While that's happening, another officer gestures to a colleague to step away before punching Brooks 4 times in the side. In the seconds that follow, there isn't a clear shot of how Brooks's upper body is being restrained, but the same CO that had his leg up and on him punches him 3 times as his body is turned. After putting leg restraints on Brooks, who lies on the table motionless for about 20 seconds, they pull him back up to a seated position. You can see Robert Brooks is bloodied and panting. And then another blow. That same corrections officer steps away to put gloves on before returning and grabbing Brooks by the collar with the help of another CO, picking him up off the ground and bringing him to the corner of the room. Much of the video of what happens in that corner is blocked by the sheer number of people in the room watching it happen. But one of the body cameras captured this moment where Brooks is yet again hoisted off the ground by his collar. When the cameras pick back up, we can see Robert Brooks lying back on the exam table, motionless. One of the COs that was most physical with him rubbing his sternum while others remove his pants. At that point, medical personnel enter the room. Robert Brooks was pronounced dead at the hospital the next day. A preliminary report by the medical examiner ruled his cause of death was asphyxia due to compression of the neck.
What y'all think? What type of penalty these officers should get for the act that they just displayed? You know, they beat a guy to death. Literally. Beat him to death. He didn't have a chance. What did y'all think they punishment should be? 10 years, 15 years, life, 30 years, life plus 40. What they should get? I would like to see that. I want to know what type of sentence they're going to get, if they even get sentenced. You know? So that was me just sharing my little insight on that, man. I think that was a very, very tragic situation. But this goes on a regular basis. So you got a loved one in prison, check on them. Check on them. Ask them how things going, you know, from time to time. That way you can kind of be on top of something like this possibly may happen, man. And you kind of know what type of camp your people at, you know. But other than that, man, y'all got a loved one doing time in prison, send them a copy of Street Elements magazine. And once again, man, make it happen or you capping.